Madam
The
Speaker,
gentleman
I'm
from
pleased
Texas
to
is
yield
recognized.
2 minutes to a dynamic new member of the Ways and Means Committee, the gentleman from Illinois, Mr. LaHood.
The gentleman is recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I rise tonight in opposition to H.R. 3, the Fewer Cures and More Government Price Control Act. While everyone recognizes that the overall cost of prescription drugs are too high and that there are some bad actors in the system, I wonder why we're here tonight debating this legislation that essentially puts in place an arbitrary government price-setting system. We should be instead finding ways to encourage more companies to engage in research for cures and drive competition for lower costs. During the consideration of H.R. 3 in our Ways and Means Committee, I offered a common-sense amendment to exempt any drug or biological product used to treat or cure Alzheimer's from the definition of, quote, negotiation-eligible drug, unquote, essentially ensuring through this amendment that Alzheimer's research remains intact so that the scientists and the researchers and the PhDs that are working hard every day to find a cure can continue to do that uninterrupted. Unfortunately, the amendment was defeated. We already know from the CBO estimate that 38 cures will not come to market because of the legislation over the next 2 decades. It essentially cuts off at the knees innovation and deters the work that goes on today. The impact of future treatments and cures for diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia is unacceptable. An impact on even one cure is one too many, let alone 38. Instead, we have an alternative. The House should support H.R. 19, the Lower Cost, More Cures Act, which consists of over 40 bipartisan provisions that President Trump may actually sign to help lower the cost of prescription drugs for all of our constituents. It's disappointing that Democrats won't work across the aisle to solve this problem and instead are pushing a bill that will stifle innovative health care solutions and result in fewer life-saving cures and the research that goes into Alzheimer's. I urge my colleagues to oppose H.R. 3, and I yield back.
The gentleman